Have you ever felt like something fundamental was missing from your life? Being an alpha male isn't about domination or arrogance, it's about awakening an inner strength that completely transforms your reality. If you've made it to this video, get ready, because in the next few minutes I'm going to reveal 7 incredibly simple secrets that will change your life forever. Like it now, comment where you're watching from, and share it with that friend who urgently needs to hear this. I know exactly what you're going through, and I guarantee that by the end of this video you'll have the answers you're looking for. First, let's talk about the inner mirror and how to uncover your deepest truth. You know that feeling like you're not living up to your full potential? That inner voice whispering that you could be more, do more, achieve more? Well, that's exactly where it all begins. Most men spend their entire lives running from themselves, creating masks, playing characters they think the world wants to see. But let me tell you a secret that will change everything. True masculine authority doesn't come from a manufactured, external posture. It's born from unshakable internal validation. You don't need anyone's approval to be who you are. Imagine waking up every day with crystal clear clarity about your values, your goals, your deepest motivations. Imagine no longer needing that constant validation from others, no longer needing that like, that compliment, that pat on the back to feel complete. It's liberating, isn't it? And the most incredible thing is, it's within your reach. You just need the courage to look within. I'm going to propose something practical right now. Grab a notebook, anyone will do, and every night before bed dedicate 15 minutes to writing about what you felt during the day. Not what you did, but what you felt. That frustration in traffic, that joy upon receiving a message, that anxiety before an important meeting. Write everything unfiltered, without judgment. At first it will be uncomfortable. You'll want to skip days. You'll think you don't have time. But persist, because it's in that discomfort that transformation happens. It's when you stop running from your inner demons and start facing them head-on that the magic happens. You'll discover patterns, identify triggers, and understand why you react in certain ways in certain situations. And with that knowledge comes power. The power to choose your reactions, to shape your responses, to be the architect of your own reality. But this is just the beginning, because it's no use knowing yourself if you don't express that to the world. Second, your voice is your power, and mastering the art of authentic communication is fundamental. How many times have you stayed silent when you should have spoken up? How many opportunities have you lost because you couldn't articulate your thoughts clearly and confidently? Authentic communication is the bridge between your inner world and the outer world. And here's a truth few men understand. Communicating with power isn't about speaking louder. It's not about interrupting others. It's not about imposing your opinion. It's about listening to understand, not to reply. It's about speaking with crystal clear clarity, without beating around the bush, but also without aggression. I'm going to teach you 2 techniques right now that will revolutionize your interactions. The first is the active listening method. When someone is talking to you, completely silence your mind. Stop formulating your response while the other person is speaking. Focus entirely on what's being said. Ask open-ended questions to deepen your understanding. Paraphrase what you've heard to confirm you understood correctly. Sounds simple? It is simple, but it's so powerful that it will completely transform the quality of your conversations. The second technique is the I statement. Instead of saying, "Oh, make me feel this or that," start your sentences with "I feel" or "I need." This changes everything. You take responsibility for your feelings. You position yourself without attacking. You communicate your needs without creating defensiveness in the other person. Imagine applying this in a discussion with your partner, in a work negotiation, in a difficult conversation with a friend. The difference is stark. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the conductor of your interactions. And the most interesting thing is that when you master this art of authentic communication, people naturally start seeking you out, valuing your opinion, respecting your space. You become a go-to person, someone people trust, someone they want to be around. But communicating well isn't enough if you don't have control over your emotions. Third, emotional mastery is your unshakable fortress. Let me be direct with you. Being an alpha male doesn't mean being a stone without feelings. Quite the opposite. It means being the master of your emotions, not their slave. How many times have you exploded and then regretted it? How many bad decisions have you made in the heat of the moment? How many opportunities have you lost by letting fear paralyze you? Emotional mastery is the ability to observe your emotions without being swept away by them. It's the intelligence to know when to act, when to wait, and how to channel emotional energy productively. And here's the secret that will change your life: the strategic pause. When an intense emotion arises, whether it's anger, frustration, anxiety, stop immediately. Take 3 deep breaths. Feel the emotion in your body. Where is it? In your chest? In your throat? In your stomach? Observe it like a scientist would observe an interesting phenomenon. Don't judge, don't suppress, just observe. And then, only then, decide your next action. Seems too simple to work? Try it. Next time you receive frustrating news and unexpected criticism, a no when you expected a yes, apply the strategic pause. Feel the adrenaline rising, the heat in your face, the tension in your muscles. Allow yourself to feel completely. And then, after a few seconds that feel like an eternity, listen to what your mind and body are really telling you. You'll discover something revolutionary. Most of your automatic reactions are unnecessary, unproductive, even destructive. When you learn to create this space between stimulus and response, you gain a superpower: the power to choose, the power to respond instead of react, the power to transform negative situations into opportunities for growth. And there's more. When you demonstrate this kind of emotional control, the people around you feel it. They feel secure in your presence, trust your leadership, respect your maturity. You become the safe harbor in the middle of the storm, the voice of reason in chaos. But here's a twist few expect. True emotional strength includes vulnerability. Yes, you heard that right. The ability to admit your feelings, your fears, even your flaws isn't weakness. It's the ultimate demonstration of security and authenticity. It's what builds deep connections, genuine loyalty, lasting respect. But all this awareness is useless if you don't transform it into action. Fourth, the path to achievement through the power of deliberate action. We've reached a crucial point. Insights and self-awareness are powerful, but without action, they're just pretty ideas floating in your head. How many times have you had a brilliant idea and done nothing with it? How many ambitious goals have you abandoned at the first sign of difficulty? Deliberate action is the bridge between intention and realization. And I'm going to give you a practical tool that will completely change your game. Grab your phone right now and download a habit tracking app. It can be anyone, the simplest possible. Or if you prefer, use a notebook. The magic isn't in the tool, it's in the method. Choose a goal you've been putting off, that skill you want to learn, that project you want to start, that change you want to implement. Now, and this is crucial, break that goal down into microscopic tasks, so small that it's impossible to fail. Instead of learning a new language, set yourself to study 10 minutes of vocabulary. Instead of getting in shape, set yourself to do 10 push-ups. Instead of writing a book, set yourself to write 100 words. Seems ridiculously small? Perfect. That's exactly the point, because the secret isn't in the size of the action, it's in the consistency. When you check that box every day, when you see that streak growing, something magical happens in your brain. You start seeing yourself as someone who keeps their promises. You build concrete evidence that you are capable. You create momentum. And momentum, my friend, is the most powerful force in the universe. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. Once you start, it gets easier and easier to continue. And before you know it, those 10 minutes turn into 20, then 30, then an hour. Those 10 push-ups turn into 20, then 50, then 100. Those 100 words turn into 1,000, then a chapter, then a book. But here's the trick that separates ordinary men from extraordinary ones. Change your environment. Get out of your room, out of your physical comfort zone. Go to a library, a coffee shop, a park. Feel the energy of the new environment boost your productivity. It's incredible how a simple change of scenery can awaken motivation you didn't even know you had. And when you stumble, and you will stumble because we all do, remember this: failure isn't the opposite of success. It's an essential component of it. Every mistake is a lesson in disguise, every obstacle an opportunity to grow stronger. The difference between an alpha male and an ordinary man isn't that the alpha doesn't fail, it's that he fails forward, learns quickly, adjusts his course, and keeps moving forward. Comment below what goal you've been putting off and we'll start tackling today with micro actions. I want to see that engagement. But the true power of all this manifests when you expand beyond the individual. Fifth, beyond the individual lies legacy and influence. Now let's talk about something that separates men who merely exist from men who truly live and leave their mark on the world. The true measure of a man isn't what he accumulates, but the impact he creates. It's not about how many cars are in his garage, how many zeros are in his bank account, how many achievements he can display. It's about how many lives he touches, how many people he lifts up, how much value he adds to the world. And here's the truth that will blow your mind. Genuine influence is born from authenticity, empathy, and the ability to serve. It's not about being the center of attention, but about being the center of the solution. Think about this for a moment. Who are the men you truly admire? Not those you envy, but those you deeply respect. I bet they're men who inspired you in some way, who showed you a path, who believed in you when you didn't even believe in yourself. These are the true alphas. Men who lead by example, who empower those around them to also reach their maximum potential, and you can be one of them. In fact, you should be one of them, because when you reach a certain level of personal development, when you achieve that inner clarity, that emotional mastery, that capacity for action, you have a responsibility to share it, not out of ego, but out of duty. Identify right now an area where you can offer help or guidance to someone. It could be a colleague who's struggling with something you've already overcome, a friend who needs a different perspective, a young person who needs mentorship, or even a community project that needs leadership. Offer yourself, without ulterior motives, without expecting anything in return. Just serve, and observe what happens. You'll feel a satisfaction that no personal achievement can provide. It's almost a warmth in your chest, a sense of purpose that transcends the individual. Because when you help someone grow, you grow with them. When you light the path for another, your own path becomes clearer. But be careful with ego. The most powerful leadership isn't about being in charge. It's about empowering others to become leaders of their own lives. It's not about creating dependence. It's about creating independence. It's not about being the hero of the story. It's about helping others discover that they are the heroes of their own stories. And when you do that, when you genuinely dedicate yourself to lifting others up, something magical happens. You become a magnet. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. Unlikely connections form, doors that seemed closed open, because the universe has an interesting way of rewarding those who serve. But don't do it for the rewards. Do it because it's right. Do it because it's your responsibility as a man who has awakened to his potential. Do it because the world needs more men like this. Men who build instead of destroy, who elevate instead of diminish, who inspire instead of intimidate. And here's the final secret few understand. The more you give, the more you have to give. It's a paradox. The more you share your strength, the stronger you become. The more you light the path for others, the clearer your own path becomes. The more you serve, the more you lead. But everything we've talked about so far is just theory if you don't put it into practice. Sixth, let's talk about the power of brutal consistency and how it transforms ordinary men into legends. Do you know the difference between a man who dreams and a man who achieves? It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not even intelligence. It's the ability to show up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Brutal consistency is doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. It's waking up at 5 in the morning when your body begs for 5 more minutes. It's going to the gym when it's raining. It's studying when your friends are out partying. It's working on your project when everyone else is watching Netflix. But let me tell you a secret that will change your perspective. Motivation is a lie. That's right, you heard correctly. All these gurus out there selling motivation are deceiving you. Motivation is like a drug. It gives you a burst of energy and then leaves you with a hangover. What you need isn't motivation, it's discipline. And discipline isn't about willpower, it's about systems. I'm going to share with you the system that transformed my life and the lives of thousands of men. First, define your non-negotiables. These are 3 to 5 things you will do every day, no matter what. It could be meditating for 10 minutes, reading 10 pages, doing 50 push-ups, The important thing isn't what you choose, it's that you stick to it. Second, use the habit stacking technique. Connect your new habits to habits you already have. After brushing your teeth, meditate. After coffee, read. After your shower, do your push-ups. Your brain loves patterns. Use that to your advantage. Third, and this is crucial, celebrate the small wins. Finished your meditation? Celebrate. Read your pages, acknowledge it. Did your push-ups? Be proud. It might seem silly, but your brain needs that positive reinforcement to solidify the habit. And when you fail, because you will fail, don't beat yourself up. Don't let one bad day turn into a bad week into a bad month. Get up, dust yourself off, and start again. Perfection isn't the goal, persistence is. But here's the part nobody tells you. Brutal consistency isn't just about doing, it's also about not doing. It's about saying no to distractions, no to temptations, no to everything that pulls you away from your goals. It's about protecting your time and energy, as if your life depended on it, because it does. Every time you choose the easy over the necessary, you're choosing mediocrity. Every time you postpone the important for the urgent, you're postponing your greatness. Every time you give in to laziness, fear, procrastination, you're betraying the man you could be. And the most painful part, you know it. Deep down, you know exactly what you need to do. You know what habits you need to build, what vices you need to quit, what decisions you need to make. Knowledge isn't the problem. Execution is. So stop consuming more content and start applying what you already know. Stop looking for the secret and start working with the obvious. Stop waiting for the perfect moment and start now, where you are, with what you have. Because the brutal truth is this: time is running out. Every day you put off is one less day to build the life you desire. Every excuse you invent is another brick in the wall separating you from your dreams. But every action you take, no matter how small, is a step towards your best self. Like this video if you're committed to implementing at least one non-negotiable habit starting today. Let's create a movement of men committed to excellence. Seventh and last, complete transformation and the awakening of your true power. We've reached the final point, but it's really just the beginning. Everything we've discussed so far, all this knowledge, all these techniques, all these insights, converges to a single point: awakening the extraordinary man who already exists within you. Because the truth few have the courage to admit is that you don't need to become something you're not. You need to remove the layers of conditioning, fear, and doubt that cover your true essence. It's like a marble statue. The sculptor doesn't add anything. He merely removes the excess to reveal the masterpiece that was always there. But this awakening doesn't happen all at once. It's not an event. It's a process. And this process requires something most men aren't willing to give: total commitment. I'm not talking about trying, doing your best, giving it a shot. I'm talking about burning your ships, eliminating plan B, going all in on yourself. Because as long as you have an exit door, you'll use it. As long as you have an excuse, you'll find it. As long as you have the option to turn back, you'll never move forward with all your strength. The true alpha male is one who commits completely to his growth, his mission, his truth. He doesn't negotiate his values, compromise his integrity, or shrink his dreams to fit others' expectations. He understands that life is too short to live half-heartedly, too precious to waste on mediocrity, too unique to copy someone else's script. And here's the final paradox. When you commit fully to yourself, when you honor your truth above all else, you become incredibly attractive to others. Not because you're trying to impress, but because you've stopped trying. Not because you're seeking approval, but because you no longer need it. People sense that authenticity. They are magnetized by this congruence between what you think, what you say, and what you do. They respect that courage to be yourself in a world that constantly tries to mold you into something else. But the real prize isn't others' admiration. It's the peace of being in harmony with yourself. It's the satisfaction of knowing you're living in alignment with your values. It's the joy of expressing your maximum potential. It's the honor of leaving a legacy that matters. Look at your life right now. Be brutally honest. Are you living as the best version of yourself? Are you honoring the man you know you can be? Are you building something that will last beyond your existence? If the answer is no, then the time for decision has come. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not next year, now. Because every moment that passes is a moment that won't return. Every day you put off is a day stolen from your extraordinary future. But if you're ready, if you're truly ready for this journey, then welcome to the brotherhood of men who chose greatness, of men who refused the ordinary, of men who understood they were born for more. The journey won't be easy. There will be moments of doubt, fear, and wanting to give up. There will be people who try to pull you back to mediocrity. There will be days when you question if it's worth it. But in each of those moments, remember why you started. Remember the man you are becoming. Remember the legacy you are building, and keep going. One step at a time, one day at a time, one decision at a time. Because in the end, when you look back, it won't be the easy moments you remember with pride. It will be the moments when you chose to continue, when everything told you to stop. The moments when you chose courage over comfort. The moments when you chose to be the man you were born to be. If you've made it this far, you're already in the top 1%. You didn't just watch, you absorbed. And now it's time to act. Leave your like now if this video resonated with you. Comment what your biggest insight was and what your first action will be. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon because this journey is just beginning. Share this video with that friend who needs to awaken to their potential. Together, let's create a revolution of extraordinary men. Transformation is real, it's possible, and it starts now. You have everything you need. The only question left is, do you have the courage to use it?